First, 2020 brought you the first ever Antifa video game. Then, 2020 brought you an Antifa autonomous zone that was lorded over by an urban warlord. Now, in a final New Year's stand, the group is taking over hotels and demanding that the government pay for room service.
Oh, Dad!
According to local ABC News, the Antifa-affiliated group Tacoma Housing Now booked 16 hotel rooms for 40 people in a Washington travel lodge. They are now refusing to pay and are instead demanding that the government foot the bill and turn the motel into a homeless shelter.
We are not leaving. We have housed over 40 people. Our dream is to turn this entire motel into emergency pandemic housing, and we will do what it takes to get that done.
The group booked the rooms on Christmas Eve and paid for the first night, but have refused to pay for the rest of their stay, insisting the money comes directly from the CARES Act and the budgets of local police departments. Yes, homelessness is sad and tragic, but it doesn't entitle you to other people's property or give you the right to spend other people's money.
Let's go. Other people's money waits for no man.
The county had already allocated $17 million of their CARES funding to programs for housing stability and homelessness, but Tacoma Housing Now insisted that it wasn't enough. Now, before I get to the rest of this story, I want to share a quick word with you about a company I have partnered with due, oddly enough, to Antifa. You folks might remember that I was attacked online by Antifa several times this year and landed on one of their hit lists and was even doxxed in June. These experiences made me look into more ways to secure my privacy, and one of the things that I landed on was a VPN. This journey brought me to ExpressVPN, which not only is the fastest on the market, but also the easiest to use, making it the top-rated VPN by reviewers like CNET and TechRadar. And, bonus, they care about free speech, unlike other VPNs, which I won't mention by name, that didn't want to partner with this channel due to its political speech. To start protecting your privacy online and help out a free speech company, click my link down in the description and get your first 3 months free when you sign up for the 12-month package. And now, back to the video. Tacoma Housing Now has said that they decided to take action due to 5 of the city's homeless people dying of exposure so far this winter. Which is very sad, don't get me wrong, but not the fault of this random hotel that they've decided to occupy. A spokesperson for the group told the News Tribune that their ultimate goal is to turn this particular hotel into emergency housing, whether or not that's what the owner wants to do. They also want the government to agree to house every homeless person in the county and to prevent all deaths from homelessness. Which seems like a really unrealistic and tall order. The owner reports that one person checked in for all 16 rooms, and by the next morning, his property was covered with protest signs demanding free housing and defunding the police. An additional 60 protesters showed up and took over another 2 rooms in the hotel, breaking down doors that the owner tried to lock. He also says that all other business to the hotel has now just stopped, as people don't want to get caught in the crossfire of the protests. He says that if the group won't leave, he'll be forced to close down and lay off his 10 employees. Meanwhile, the group's Twitter account claimed the occupation was actually helping the business owner by bringing him business during a pandemic. So you see, even though the group isn't actually paying for anything or the damages they have caused, they're doing him a favor. The group also justified their actions by reporting that the owner, whose name they released on Twitter, had received over $50,000 in PPP loans in April and argued that that money should have gone towards housing the homeless rather than, quote, keeping employees on staff running an empty building. So in other words, folks who can't earn an income because of the travel restrictions and lockdowns instituted by the government didn't deserve that money, but squatters do. But it gets even better. Organizers claimed that the people they were housing at the hotel couldn't go to local shelters because those shelters sometimes had COVID patients. But then on the 29th, the group put out a press release that they were risking their lives because some of the folks they were housing at the hotel were COVID patients. Under local ordinances, the group is considered to be trespassing on private property, but both the city manager, county, and the local police said they were all looking forward to working with the group and their demands, rather than forcibly evicting them. The owner said he was receiving absolutely no backup from city officials, and so he was being forced to consider surrendering the property to the group.
I'm feeling very low. I feel like there's no law. They are protesting against the city of Tacoma, city of 5. And I feel like, why me? I feel like there's no one to help me. I'm the only one in this fight.
The Low Income Housing Institute offered to donate 10 tiny homes to the group in order to relocate 20 adults and children, but Tacoma Housing Now refused, stating that the group of 43 residents wanted to stay together. I guess in Antifa world, beggars really can be choosers. The city manager claims that the group was also offered motel vouchers, but had to rescind that offer after the group made threats of violence. The good news is that, unable to come to an agreement with the group, the police came in a full 6 days later, today, to evict everyone from the scene. They relocated the people to actual homeless shelters in the area and didn't make any arrests. The police claimed they waited so long on the owner's request, which the owner completely denies, and I tend to believe him on this one, seeing as he told local news outlets that he and his business were basically being held hostage. The police transported several of the homeless to a local rescue mission and brought anyone who tested positive for COVID to the county's COVID care center. The group's spokesperson, Rebecca Parsons, claimed that these actions did nothing but put more people at risk by spreading the virus, and then claimed that the only thing capitalism ever contributed to the world was Nazis. You know, the National Socialist German Workers' Party. And surprise, surprise, it just so happens that this isn't the group's first rodeo. In November, Tacoma Housing Now attempted to occupy a vacant middle school. That time, they were evicted a lot faster because the property just so happened to belong to the public school system. In fact, that occupation lasted under 24 hours. That time around, the group demanded the school instead be made into a community land trust. Just like the hotel situation, the group was offered various housing options, which the organizer refused. She then blamed the mayor and the police for those people having to return to the streets. That's it for today's video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're new here. Ring that notification bell and check out my new videos, the Liberty Minute, that I'm going to try and upload every weekday. If you'd like to help support my channel beyond a like and a share, you can find me on Patreon and Subscribestar, which are both linked down in the description. Until next time, thanks for watching and helping me to spread the message of liberty.